From Landman Field here at Laurel Highlands High School, it's time for high school baseball action here on WMBS, the Triple Live High School Sports Network, the South Union Township Sports Network, and YouTube Live as the Laurel Highlands Mustangs host the Belle Vernon Leopards. Laurel Highlands 1-6 overall, 0-3 in conference play. Mike Smith in his second year as the head coach of the Mustangs. Belle Vernon 6-2 overall, 4-1 in conference play. Taylor Andrisco in his second year as the head coach of the Belle Vernon Leopards. 1-0 count to Plymeyer. Delivers another fastball that Plymeyer belts into center field. Aiden Milsom will have the relay coming in, stopping Petrosky to second. But Plymeyer with a single to give Belle Vernon 2 runners on with nobody out here in the top half of the first inning. Crouch another glance back at second. 2-2 pitch, fastball, and that one hit on the right side, getting past Evan Lyon into right field. Relay coming in, but scoring on the play will be Chase Petrosky for the game's first run. So give Bergman an RBI single to right, his 16th RBI of the season.
I think it's probably a good idea, but I think it's going to be real hard for the equipment to be installed to do such a thing.
I agree. 1-2 pitch on the way, breaking ball. That one ripped through on the right side. Out to Jack Johns. Leopards will score another run. Down to third goes Bergman. An RBI single to right for Kostelnik. That's now 8 RBI. Check that, 9 RBIs on the season for Kostelnik. Count 0-1. Now the 0-1 pitch, Francia going opposite field right for another hit for the Leopards. And that will score Bergman to make it 3-0. So you've had the first 5 Leopards all reach base safely. Again, Sobchak, the 7th Leopard to bat here in the top of the first. 1-1 pitch. Sobchak, a screamer right back at Nick Crouch. He's going to go home, and they're going to rule it out at home.
Nice play
for Kostelnik. They had to make the tag there too, Gary. It was not easy. Now the 1-2 pitch on the way. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, strike 3. It took a little bit off that one.
He did, and had a chase there by Milsom.
Crouch batting .357 with an RBI. Junior pitcher for the Mustangs. Showing bunt, lays it down, just dives in the dirt. Johnson, the catcher, unable to get it over to first in time.
We're going to give him a hit on that.
Yeah, I agree. So bunt single for Nick Crouch. Plymeyer out of his routine now with Crouch on first, looking to run here. Throw down to second, close play, but Crouch is safe with a stolen base. Next pitch on the way, called strike, and that will be strike 3 to Ramari Morgan as he's punched out. 1-1 pitch on the way. This ball belted by Vecchiola.
That's
deep
going to be in the
right,
gap.
And it'll go all the way back and roll towards the wall. You'll have Vecchiola motoring into second. Scoring on the play is Nick Crouch, and the Mustangs back to within 2 now, 3-1 here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. An RBI double for Sevi Vecchiola. That's his first RBI of the season.
1-0 pitch from Plymeyer, a little dribbler down to third base. That's a fair ball. Up with it and making the throw just in time to get the out at first. That was Connor Bergman over at third base, and a stretch down here at first base by Jack Edwards to get the speedy Braylon Shook. Bergman with an RBI single back in the first. There's a rip into right center. That's going to be trouble in the gap. That's going to one-hop the fence and could be a triple, as tracking it down out there in right field was Jack Johns, but he holds him to a double. So now it's 3-2. Fastball, swing and a miss, strike 3. So big strikeout there for Nick Crouch to get the first out of the inning.
We'll have them on WMBS again next Friday against Belle Vernon. That game will be played down at Hutchinson Field in Hopwood.
0-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, but the ball goes to the backstop and have to make a play at first. And nice throw down there to Vecchiola to record the strikeout.
And the runner can't score anyways.
There he going for sure. There's a bunt through and no throw in to second base. So Manley's into second with a stolen base. That was a bunt through strike. Might look for something off speed again here. There it is, little curveball, and it's a high bouncer. Up with it at first, and now he's safe. Beats it out. The play from Mike Smith to Vecchiola, not in time, getting down the line with Sobchak, and he beat it out definitely, and that's going to score Bergman from third. Runner going, pitch through, and stolen base, no play, uncontested.
Throw a strike, take your chances, try to get out of the inning.
Had Edwards 0-2, but now full. Here's the pitch. There's a rip into the gap in left center, and that's going to, again, one-hop the fence. That's going to bring at least 2 runs in. Edwards into second with the stand-up double. 2 RBIs for Jack Edwards. Belle Vernon on top here in the top half of the third inning, scoring all 3 runs with 2 outs. There's a little looper over on the third base side, headed towards the fence, and in play, making the catch there for the Mustangs, Andrew Irwin. So that ends the inning. Here's a pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. So Milsom goes down for the second time swinging.
Yeah, Ramari coming into the game with a .450 average, a homer and 11 RBIs.
There's a little looper down the left field line. That's going to fall in for a base hit. So first pitch hitting by Morgan, just looped it into left field. No man's land that gives him an opportunity for a base hit. Good speed on up and down the lineup for this Belle Vernon squad. There you go, big jump. No chance.
Pitch wasn't there for a strike, though, to Bergman to take the count to 0-1, but now you have Plymire in scoring position. Now the 1-2 swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll do it. So 1-2-3, bottom half of the 4th inning. Mustangs retired in order.
Vincenzo Francia, the right fielder for Belle Vernon. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called at the letters. Francia thought it was ball 4, but the home plate umpire, who is the one that counts, called it a strike. The soccer chair's down the left field line.
We've seen nice crowds in most of the games this season.
There's a pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. So second out of the inning, recorded by way of strikeout.
A little slow to get things going after Belle Vernon scored 3 runs in the top of the first. Mustangs came back with a run in the bottom of the first inning. This ball hit high in the air, deep to left field, and it'll be over the head of Nick Crouch. Back to the wall. Edwards on his way to second. He'll stop there with a stand-up double to lead off the top half of the 6th inning.
At this point, we just need to see Morgan, the freshman, work the strike zone.
Mustangs just trying to stay within striking distance. A line drive bunt caught there by Vecchiola.
Good charge there by Sevi Vecchiola.
Mounted a little bit of a charge in the bottom of the 7th inning. Still fell 8-5. Another 3-2 pitch here from Morgan to Plymire. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Boy, Laurel Highlands needed that. Second strikeout of the game for Morgan. 3-1 pitch. This
looped
ball,
into right field. That's going to be trouble, and it is.
Bounces right in front of Jack Johns. That'll allow 2 more Leopards to score and increase the lead now to 8-1. So a 2 RBI single to right for Connor Bergman. Bergman now 18 RBIs on the season. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 due up for Laurel Highlands. Morgan, Vecchiola, and Gitap here in the home half of the 6th. And Morgan sending this one deep to center field, back to the wall, and gone. Second home run of the season for the freshman Ramari Morgan. Gives the Mustangs a run back in this game to cut the Belle Vernon lead back to 8-2. Solo home run to start this bottom half of the 6th inning.
That ball just carried, and looking over his head was Chase Petrosky out there in center field, and I don't think he believed that it was going to go out, but it did.
2-2 pitch on the way, called strike 3. Nice curveball there from Plymire to send down Evan Lyon and the inning. So the Mustangs get just 1 here in the home half of the 6th, trailing 8-2 after 6.
2 up for the Leopards, Vincenzo Francia, Max Manley, and Jesse Sobchak. And there's a rip down the left field line on the first pitch by Morgan. And he's wide turn at first there by Francia, so he leads off with a single. 2 for 4 for Vincenzo. Very big lead over here at first. Here's the pitch. Ground ball back to the mound. Morgan knocked down, has to make the play at first. Kind of stumbled in the hole there on the mound. They're concerned now whether or not he's injured. It's the pitch. Bunted again down the third baseline. Morgan's going to have to make a nice play. Not in time as the speedy Sobchak gets down the line on that bunt that just died in the grass infield.
That'll get him another helmet sticker.
As you said, Edwards, 2 doubles in his last 2 appearances. And this one's a ground ball up the middle. Could be 2. On for first. Double play. And the Mustangs get out of the inning on a 6-4-3 double play. Little dribbler out in front of home plate. And a throw is off the mark over here from Zeccarelli, and that's going to allow the runners to advance to second and third. So, again, Milson on the air, throw by Maddox Zeccarelli. Morgan did strike out looking in the first, singled in the third, and homered in the sixth. Here's a pitch. Swing and miss at a low pitch out of the zone. So that's the first out of the inning. 1-1. 1 out, bases loaded, 8-2 Belle Vernon on top. Here's the pitch. It drills Vecchiola, so RBI the hard way as he took it in the left shoulder, and he's holding it, his arm like it probably got a stinger on that one.
West of Uniontown understands this and wants to help ease the stress. Tyler Gasick has over 10 years of experience helping people improve their health with physical therapy and is ready to help you. Tyler's from the Uniontown area and is committed to helping improve his community. To schedule your appointment, phone 724-912-PTPT or visit Movement Physiotherapy online at movementpp.com. You can go to Big Box.
Here we go. We're back in the 7th. Sorry for that delay, but as we were away, Noah Lyon gets hit by a pitch. So back-to-back RBI hit by pitches makes it 8-4. Mustangs trying to mount a rally, 8-4. Here's the pitch. Inside, 2-2 now. Oh, it hit him.
It did hit him.
Must have hit one of the buttons on the front of his shirt. Another hit by pitch. 3 in the inning. It's a dead ball. I don't know what they're doing over there, but
now they're talking about it here, Gary.
what do they got? Wow. He was coming down to first as if it did hit him. Now we're going to have a conversation between the umpires. Maybe they need to come to the video here, Brian. I don't know, but certainly Smith thought it hit him. Why would he be running to first if it didn't hit him?
So for the folks on the radio that might have been away for a moment, you had Sevi Vecchiola pick up an RBI hit by a pitch. They made a pitching change. Noah Lyon got hit by a pitch. And the Mustangs getting some runs back here in the 7th, still trail by 4. But you have the game-tying run at the plate here with Michael Smith. And now there's some question whether he was hit by a pitch.
How can that be?
And head coach Mike Smith is hot.
Wow. So it was a ball called, so now it's 2-2. And Smith's going to go back into the batter's box. Wow. 3-2 pitch. Strike 3 called right down the middle, and Smith does not take a hack at it, and that'll do it with the Mustangs going down to Belle Vernon 8-4 here at Landman Field.